APRE stock is doing very well today. Let's talk about why this is happening and where I think the stock could be headed in the future. Make sure to watch to the very end of this video so you don't miss any of my APRE analysis. And if you guys want to pick up a free stock with Public, check out our link down in the description below. When you guys use that link, not only do you support the channel, but you also get to sign on with a great social investing network that lets you see what your friends are buying, selling, and of course, everybody's thoughts in the current market. But other than that, guys, let's get right into this video. Alrighty, guys, here we are with APRE or Aprea Therapeutics. As you can see here, we're up just about 2.57% on the day today. Now, the reason I'm talking about this stock in particular is because it's actually #1 trending right now on StockTwits. Now, keep in mind that may change as this video is being made. At the time this video comes out, of course, because I can't get this out obviously the second I film it. I have to edit it, I have to export it, I have to put it on YouTube, and that takes usually about 30 to 45 minutes to do. So again, keep that in mind if things have changed since then. We actually were up about 9.68% here at one point during the day, and I pulled back a little bit since then. Now, what I really want you guys to keep in mind though is that this is a small market cap stock. This is a stock that doesn't have a lot of volume typically flowing into it, and typically really there's not much going on. But let's find out a little bit more about why this stock is running today, because there's actually some catalyst behind it. This isn't really just kind of a random pump that might be happening because some other trader is talking about the stock. This is actually a news correlated event. So let's hop into the article here. Whoops, thank you, get that out of here. Okay, here we are, APRE stock, why it increased today. The stock price of APR or Aprea Therapeutics Inc. is trading higher today. This is why it happened. The stock price of Aprea Therapeutics, a biopharmaceutical company focused on developing and commercializing novel cancer therapeutics that reactivate the mutant tumor suppressor protein, or the P53, is trading higher today. Investors are citing the company's upcoming mini oral presentation. The presentation is about data for it. Wow, that's a big word. You know what? We're gonna avoid that word because I don't want to get roasted in the comments for mispronouncing it. In combination with wow, we got another big word. See, this is what's fun, is that you guys get to roast me in the comments about not pronouncing words right. Anyways, for the treatment of advanced solid tumors. The data for the presentation lined up for the European Society of Medical Oncology Congress 2021, September 20th at 11:35, and is titled Phase 1/2 Study of APRE, there's the word again, in combination with the other word, in patients with solid tumor malignancies. About a month ago, the FDA placed a clinical hold on the company's clinical trials evaluating wow. We're killing it with the words today, guys. We're absolutely killing it today. And with venetoclax and Vita. Wow, dude, there's so many chemical names in this article that I really don't want to mess it up for you guys, but the thing is, if I don't say it, you guys are gonna laugh at me, and if I do say it, you'll laugh at me anyway. So what's the point, And no additional patients can be enrolled until the clinical hold is resolved. But the patients on study deriving clinical benefits could continue to receive study treatment. So that's kind of what's happening today. It's basically a run-up event, it seems, to one of the mini oral presentations that is going to be coming soon. Now, keeping that in mind, I don't want anybody to get kind of ahead of themselves here, because there is something that I worry about with these types of stocks. And the main thing is that this may be just mostly a lot of retail hype. Keeping that in mind, unless there is something absolutely astronomical coming out of this oral presentation. And two, we just saw that the FDA has placed a clinical hold on most of the trials that are going on within the company right now. Typically, that's not a great thing, right? Now, admittedly, they might be able to move past that and, hopefully get back in the good graces of the FDA and hopefully continue their trials and continue their research. Now, unfortunately, right now, I mean, we're running still, right? Well, it's not unfortunate, I guess. It's doing very well, right? We've seen a nice upward trend over the last about week. We'll get into more technical analysis here in the later part of the video, just so we can see it a little bit more clear. But again, guys, this is something that I want you guys to keep in mind, that just because this stock is up about 15% over the last week, we even checked the month, it's up 25% over the last month, and even in the last 3 months, it's kind of all over the place. Just because it has run up significantly since then does not mean it is a great time to buy. As you can see here, since we started this video, it's dumped really about 2 to 1% here, just since we started this video a couple of minutes ago, guys. So keep that in mind with these small market cap stocks. They move very easily, they're very volatile, and especially too, if they're #1 trending on certain social apps, we're going to see more and more volume dump into these stocks, and whether that's buying or selling, it depends on where people got in, right? If a bunch of people bought this stock a day ago, right, and now they're selling, guess where this stock's gonna go? probably down, right? So you need to keep that in mind so you don't get burnt. I would hate to see people buy in, at the top of the stock and then never get back to that gain positions, especially because these stocks are cheap, right? So a lot of people are thinking, I could buy like 1,000 shares for like 500 bucks. That's nothing, right? Be careful with that, guys. It's very dangerous out there. But again, concerning the oral presentation stuff, I do think that is a good catalyst for the stock coming up. I think that that might be something worth looking at and keeping track of and keeping an eye on. But again, it could be all hype. That's what the problem with some of these small stocks, guys, is that, again, whether or not it's a bit of a, I mean, I don't want to call it a pump and dump, right? But whether or not it's a kind of a run-up scenario where it runs up to the event and then the, of course, sell the news type of situation, that might be what we're seeing here. So keep that in mind, guys. But again, we'll do some technical analysis just to be sure of it. But as you can see here, there's also some options predicting stuff going on here. There's certain, well, okay, this website looks a little sketchy. I'm not sure if I'm going to read this article. This looks like it was made in like 2003. But again, they just talk a little bit about the options volatility and everything, and how there's certain calls that have a really large flow. Typical stuff, really, going on there. Let's hop into some technical analysis, though. Here we are on TradingView, and if you look at these candles that were formed just now. Now, I'm not an expert, guys. I don't claim to be one, right? I just try to help you guys, bring you guys information and do that stuff. But looking at these candles, it really tells me that there might be a trader, there might be some type of influencer, some type of financial influencer on the internet somewhere right now or a little bit ago that might be putting out information about this stock. They might be saying things like, I like the stock and I'm buying this call at this expiration date at this average cost. That might be the case, guys. You need to be aware of that in this market because that's a very common trend that I've seen, especially with these small cap stocks or micro caps. I guess this is kind of a perfect example. Look at the volume before this, right? Volume is relatively low, right? There's a few high volumes on some of these days. Look, here's some of the pumps that we saw before. Look at this pump, right? All of a sudden shoots up, probably seemingly to no news, I would guess, in my opinion. Immediately corrects back down. Shoots up, immediately corrects back down. What do you think is going to happen here? It shot up. It's going to probably correct back down. It is still trending on certain social media platforms, so it is going to hold probably nicely at these levels, guys, but you need to be aware of this stuff. This looks like the type of stock that, look at this. This is a low, look at this. Look at this drop off. This is probably after the FDA news here. But you guys got to keep this stuff in mind, because again, I don't want to see anybody get burnt buying a stock like this at a high, because they got stuck on some dude's dump or pump rather, that he's pumping up the stock. And then of course it gets dumped after. So just be aware of this, guys. I'm not saying that this company's bad at all. I just worry about the price action, right? This is something that we see that's very common right now with stocks and just the overall market. It's unfortunately kind of a trend that we're seeing. Now, whether or not this continues to run towards the presentation day, again, we'll have to see, guys. This is a big we'll have to see. I can't even say I guarantee I will know it, right? I mean, we can do as much technical analysis as we want on these charts. They're going to move in certain ways when the volume gets dumped into them. We've seen it happen before again and again. Look at the way the RSI moves. Look at the way the MACD moves. The MACD, the blue line, is already starting to cross down, almost forming a death cross, going down below that orange line. If it does, then it's going to dump a little bit lower. So be aware of that, guys. Even if the event turns out to be amazing, again, this could still happen. So I'm really on this stock, on my opinion, I'm not super bullish on it. I'm a little bit more bearish, if anything. I'm sorry if that upsets you. Let me know in the comments if I'm wrong. Maybe I'm totally wrong about this. I'd love to hear your guys' opinions. But overall, just be safe out there, guys. Make sure you do your own research and due diligence before investing in anything. But other than that, guys, that is pretty much it today for APRE. Make sure to like the video, subscribe if you're new, hit the notification bell so you never miss a new video like this. If you guys want to pick up a free stock with Public, check out our link down in the description below. Not only does that link also support the channel, you also get to be on a great social investing network app that lets you see what your friends are buying, selling, and of course everybody's thoughts on the current market. But other than that, guys, that is all I have for you guys today. I'm Kyle with Finance Bro. Take it easy.